Hey everybody, so this video is going to be one of my Thanksgiving sides, and it's mashed potatoes. So these are the things you're going to need: some gold potatoes or yellow potatoes, some butter, some heavy cream, some garlic, salt, and pepper. So this is going to be a series of holiday videos, and this one is the first one. Alright, so as you can see, I'm gonna peel my potatoes. I do it at the sink. I have a bowl with some water in it, some cool water from the faucet, and I just peel them with a paring knife. You can use a peeler or whatever you want to use, but I just use a little paring knife because it's quicker and probably because it's more accessible to me than my peeler. I don't really use the peeler for anything except carrots for the most part. I usually have the kids at Thanksgiving, I have the kids use the peeler to peel the potatoes the day before. But yeah, this, I do mashed potatoes every Thanksgiving for my kids because they do not like dressing, but they love mashed potatoes. So this is something that a lot of people do anyway, but I do make sure I have mashed potatoes for them because they don't do dressing. But yeah, so what I do is I just chunk them. I make sure that I cut off any bad spots or any part that the root was in that you might see, and I just cut them and then I just chunk them into some cool water, and that's just what I do for the potatoes until I'm all done. But I'm not gonna make y'all watch me sit here and peel all those potatoes. So here's where I peel them all and cut them all up, and I'm gonna rinse them. Alright, so I put these in the pot after I've rinsed them, and I'm going to cover them with some water, and then I'm going to add salt. You want enough salt in this water that you can taste the salt, because this is going to be your opportunity to really season your potatoes. This is the perfect opportunity to really get your potatoes seasoned. You see all that starch that's coming off the potatoes on the sink right there? That's why I rinse them several times. Okay, so I got them on the stove, I covered them, and now they've come to a boil, and I'm checking them. How long they're going to take is going to depend on how large or how small you cut them, the kind of potatoes you get. The thing I noticed about the Yukon Gold or any kind of gold or yellow potatoes, they don't take as long, so you need to be very careful. You don't want to let them fall all apart in the water, because then you'll have wet, sloppy mashed potatoes, and unless you like that kind of thing, I ain't with that kind of stuff. Okay, so now I've got my strainer in the sink, and I'm going to drain my potatoes really well. And yeah, I'm gonna let them drain really well before I put them back in the pot. And if you feel like your potatoes are a little more wet than you like, you can put them in the pot and turn the pot on for a couple of minutes to drain some of that water out if you want to. Alright, so I've added my potatoes back to my pot, put it on the stove, and turned it on low. So in the event that there's some excess water in there, that water will evaporate out. Because you don't want your potatoes to be full of water, because that will affect your final product, okay? So make sure you drain them really well, and make sure you don't overcook them. Okay, so what I'm doing is I'm mashing them up, and you mash to your desired consistency. I don't like my mashed potatoes really whipped to the point where they look like instant mashed potatoes. That's probably the reason why my children hate instant mashed potatoes, because they're so soft and smooth. They will not eat instant mashed potatoes. So I'm going to let y'all see this whole little process, because I've gotten word from someone who shall remain nameless that says I need to do longer videos. So that's what I'm doing. I'm killing time. But yeah, I just want y'all to see what I do. I mix a little bit, I add something, taste it to see if I need to add more. Because you don't want to add everything at once, and you don't want to mix it too much, because once you've mixed it too much and you don't like that consistency, you can't go back. You can always start mixing again, but you can't go back. The only thing would be to make some more potatoes and add them. That's it. Alright, so I'm adding a little bit more salt and pepper. And I'm going to taste it to see if I need to add anything else. So here's where I'm adding the salt and the pepper. I be jumping ahead of myself, y'all. I'm sorry. I have no idea what I be doing on this YouTube thing. I just be, I'm an amateur. But yeah, just check. Make sure you taste it. See what the flavor is. See how you like it. I did add about a stick of butter. You add as much butter as you like. I use Kerrygold, and you don't have to use as much of that. Now, I only add about a quarter cup of heavy cream because like I said, I don't like my mashed potatoes soupy or really soft like the instant mashed potatoes. And I make mashed potatoes especially for Thanksgiving simply because, like I said, my kids don't like dressing. So this is a staple for them. They love mashed potatoes, especially Jordan. He will eat up. There's probably a cup of mashed potatoes left, y'all. And so now I'm going to add in my roasted garlic. Now, I did a video on how to make roasted garlic, and I will leave the link to that video in the description box. I did the video separately because I wanted to give you a more in-depth video on how to make the roasted garlic instead of doing it really quickly to add it to this video. Okay, so now with this, you can either squeeze it in there or you can take a spoon and just plop them in there. I plopped them in there with a spoon because this sucker was hot, honey. I was impatient. I didn't want to wait, so I just took a spoon and pulled them out. You can use a butter knife, whatever. But this roasted garlic really does make a difference. Okay. And now I'm going to mix some more. Alright, basically what I'm doing now is just incorporating the garlic. Okay, so this is about how I like it. I'm just going to mix it a little bit more to make sure all that garlic is chopped up in there. Some people put the garlic in a food processor, then put it in there. I'm not doing all that. See, I got that garlic out of there. And then I just, put a little butter on top and some parsley. And that's that. This is some roasted garlic mashed potatoes. And I'm going to show you the consistency, what it looks like up close, okay? So, here it is. It's still pretty thick, but it's also smooth with a little bit of texture. It's not, like I said, like the instant mashed potatoes. So that is it for the mashed potatoes, y'all. Thanks so much for watching. I hope that you all have a wonderful Thanksgiving. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. And I'll see y'all next time. Bye.